With the amount of obstructions the Avalanche Rex Buster armor gives the Val Kalandar, you can't really use its sword normally. But you can either use it as a jackhammer or a pogo stick. It depends on your imagination. What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the SD Avalanche Rex Buster from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Now this is basically the upgrade unit for the Val Kalandar, and I have to say, in this cannon form, it does look pretty good until you rotate it towards the back, because first of all, there are a lot of missing color wraps, particularly in the G and Jasmine Tower over here, with the missing red and the green. Also, the block is a little bit dodgy looking, but hey, it's a gigantic sawed-off triple barrel cannon. You're just going to be looking at it from the front, aren't you? And I really like the creativity of making these dragon heads. Overall, it does look pretty nice. Of course, omitting the missing color wraps, there are a few loose pieces over here. First of all, of course, the polycap ball joints on the actual joints over here, they are pretty loose and they tend to rotate on their own. And then the unwanted swivel joints over here, it's not really that loose, but it can cause a little bit of an issue when you're trying to pose with the Val Kalandar or any kit that holds this actual cannon turret. And of course, the side pieces over here are a little bit loose, but you can work around that by just applying some glue. But overall, this thing does look good and functions well. So for stickers, all of the metallic green are stickers, and of course we have the golden tips over here on the dragon heads, and you have the black for the eyes and the gold on the claws over here, which are horrendous because they fold over multiple surfaces and they don't even fold inwards. While I understand why they do this, it's just best to paint these claws in on your own. Now, there's nothing really you could do with this form, so let's just allow the Val Kalandar to just hold the sides of the Jian Jan Batar, and yeah, here we go. He can launch the cannon. Now you can leave it on the ground just like so, or there are holes on the bottom so you can plug on two action bases to lift them aerial. So that's just about it for this form. So without further ado, let's combine the Avalanche Rex Buster parts with the Val Kalandar. So first of all, you gotta take off everything from this central block right here, and this thing will be useful for later. Now let's bring in the Val Kalandar right here, and first of all, let's go with the arm guards over here. So first of all, you plug these arm guards into the forearms of the Val Kalandar. Now make sure that the peg is facing outwards. And then for the leg gear, you basically just split it right here and then just sandwich the leg inside of it. So here we go. And then you flip out the third claw over here, which is a solid gold piece. So yep, you do not need to put on a sticker for that. Same thing goes for the other leg. I'm going to do it later. And then here for the backpack, you basically take off the dragon head. It was pegged onto this clip over here. You just shift it down, and then you open up the jaw, collapse it, and then just close up the dragon head. Same goes for the other one right here. And now you just swipe the hair away and just plug it right onto the back right here. Swipe the hair back down, and then you rotate the dragon heads from this joint right here. There is a polycap ball joint there, but it is completely encapsulated, so you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time coordinating the two polycap ball joints. But ultimately, after much fiddling around, you will get this. So I'm gonna equip the second leg with the armor, and I'm gonna be right back. So here you have the Avalanche Val Kalandar, and I have to say this is my favorite form among the Val Kalandar forms, including the Dragon Fusion mode, because it does have an amount of bulk, which was what I really like, and it doesn't have like a too exaggerated form similar to the Dragon Fusion mode. But all in all, this thing just looks pretty good, minus the missing color wraps, of course. So you guys are gonna have to paint those in. It does capture the look of the Avalanche Astria pretty well with all the extra parts on there. And yeah, I really like how they executed the actual combination. However, articulation of the Val Kalandar is going to be seriously hindered. For example, the arms over here, you can barely rotate them unless you move the shoulder armor away, which is going to really irk somebody right here. And then the bend, it's going to be obstructed again if you have to bend the arm, you're gonna have to move away the shoulder armor. The legs, the bend is completely obscured, so there is no way in hell you're gonna bend the legs. And then the ball joints over here, they are pretty damn loose if you have the wrong grip, so they can obviously fall out. But if you want to simulate the Avalanche Exia Dash kind of storage feature, you can, but it looks worse than when it's facing forward. So I suspect that this ball joint is in for nothing. So yeah, it's okay, but it is going to be a bit loose. And also the claw over here can move. So that's a pretty nice touch. And of course you can open up the shoulder panels just to have kind of like the thrusters of the Avalanche Exia or the Avalanche Astria. Basically any mobile suit with the Avalanche armor on. So that's basically just about it for the Avalanche Astria. The only thing that this upgrade set comes with for it to hold is the GN Jadmatar. Yep, missing color apps galore. And how do you mount it onto the Val Kalandar, you say? Well, by this peg. Now this does cause a horrendous amount of issues. So you basically just plug the sword into the arm guards. You can see the major issue here. Everything just obstructs with each other. For example, the gigantic hilts over here and of course the handles collide with the armor on the shoulders. So you aren't going to really get too many poses. Even the neutral pose is going to be a little bit of a struggle. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit painful to pose with the GN Jadmatar. But we're not done yet, because this kit does come with 2 pieces for extra fun. These 2 pieces. These are basically similar to the winning Gundam's winning knuckle. So what you can do is take the shoulder armor off right here and then transform these things back to the cannon form right here. And now the larger one is for use with the Val Kalandar or any SD kit of your choice. So you basically plug it onto the hole behind the jaw, and then if you remove the manipulator, you can plug it in. Now this is known as the GN Arm Gun Claw. And I have to say, it is pretty creative of them to just have like a dragon sitting right on your palm. Or a dragon head precisely. And the second one is for use with any high grade. Plugs in the same way. Now here I have the core Gundam right here. And you just plug it on. Pretty nice. And of course I have this adapter on for a reason. Because of course the Val Kalandar does use the double peg system. So you can plug the backpack on. Same goes for the dragon wings, of course. It's just a little bit of fun customizability if you want to combine a little bit of SD parts with some of your high grades. So that's pretty good. Now, as I did say, this core block will be useful for later. Well, I'm going to show you now, because you can combine all of the dragon parts onto the core block right here. So let's start off with plugging the wings on there. And then plug the legs onto these pegs right here. And then you plug the tail onto these 2 grooves. Just like so. And last but not least, you slide the head onto these grooves right here. So here you have all the dragon stuff stored on the core block. Now the dragon is pretty damn good, but you will lose a lot of articulation because of the lack of movement in the core block right here. Basically, this thing is just for storing on all of the dragon pieces if you want to display the Avalanche Val Kalandar. And of course, it does provide the Avalanche Val Kalandar with a dragon that it can train on its own. So that does it for the review of the Avalanche Rex Buster. What do I think of this kit? Well, it is a pretty decent upgrade set for the Val Kalandar, and it can somewhat function as a standalone upgrade set because high grades can actually use the Avalanche Rex Buster in the cannon form. And of course you can actually mount these gauntlets onto high grades. And of course the actual backpack that comes in this kit. However, missing color apps are expected. I can let them go for that. And loose pieces, it's still there, so that is one thing to slightly discredit it for. It is a pretty decent upgrade set in general, especially if you have the Val Kalandar. So I'm gonna give this thing a 6 out of 10. It's not groundbreaking, it's not really too perfect, but it is still passable, it's still serviceable, so I will recommend you guys to go ahead and get this thing, especially if you have the Val Kalandar. So that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the future channels on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.